There he is.
Hello.
The man, the myth,
The boy
legend.
Tex.
How's it going?
Awesome, dude. I'm glad you were able to come here for the interview. At least it was a little bit of hesitation. I was afraid I wouldn't get to talk to you, and I wanted to ask you a couple questions. You were slamming heads
Yeah.
as Hanzo. What prompted you to play Reinhardt?
I actually really like play. So originally, I was a Reinhardt main long time ago. I've been playing this game since since beta. About a week before the game fully released, and I was for a good hot minute. Like good 50 or so hours a Reinhardt main. He's been my boy since the beginning of the game. I do love him. I've played a lot of Reinhardt, a lot of Genji. I like to consider myself a flex player. But DPS is kind of my calling, and for weeks now, NoBlood has been asking to be able to play Soldier. So I said I'd switch with him at the last map, and so we did, and I got to play Reinhardt, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. Definitely, I could see a different side of you. I guess but definitely. I wouldn't say your Reinhardt was your strongest hero. That Hanzo play was...
No, I have not practiced Ryan in a hot minute. I played him a little bit earlier today and the day before, but
Yeah, that Hanzo play was absolutely insane. I mean,
thank you.
We talked about the SRs of these two teams. Your team was down in SR by 6 on average.
Oh yeah?
Only 6. So we're talking about like the same level teams, but we're seeing Helios not even able to get a point for the first 3 maps. They'd already lost the series before they could even get a single point. And so we were really like, a lot of that was not only on the back of the DPS, but you were really enabled by your team. And so I was wondering if you could like give me an idea of how you were able to set up so many picks for your team.
So a lot of it is just I've been hard practicing Hanzo, specifically game sense. Like aim is something you can practice and practice and practice, but I've been doing a lot of research from top tier Hanzo players and whatnot. But that alone is definitely not really what helped enable me to do what I did today. It was absolutely in every conceivable way because of my team. We have really clean comms. I could not do it without my main tank and my off tank constantly calling positioning, nor could I do a damn thing without my supports keeping me alive throughout all of that. And then of course my main man Lita helped me every single step of the way, keeping it real, following up shots on anything I do. So it's in every way a team effort.
Yeah, I know. One thing that I had said earlier in the stream was that you and Lita seemed to always be shooting at the same targets, and if one of you would go down, the other one would always pick it up. I mean, that Ashe play from Lita, we did not see a lot of Ashe.
He was sick there. On Dorado, he popped so hard. I was so happy.
I mean, we were talking about 2 Bobs in 1 fight, and even, like, that was some pretty sick Ashe play coming out, especially, with you dying, coming back, dying again. It's difficult. But he's able to clutch those fights, and then in the vice versa, like when the fight goes bad, he clutches it, and you prevent the fight from even happening with these early picks on targets. I mean, the halt hooks on them from being around the corner is so consistent, so beautifully played. But the last question that I have for you that I really is there any tip that you've learned from Hanzo, from whether it be coaches or just from playing him a lot, that you feel has helped you get better with his aim? Because Hanzo is an aim type that's really specific. I know when you probably started playing Hanzo, you kind of feel like he feels different from everyone else because he's a sniper, but he's a projectile. So it's like he's a little bit awkward. He's kind of in his own area. So I'm wondering if there were any things that you've learned about aiming with Hanzo, about playing Hanzo, that you felt really improved your game drastically on the hero.
So definitely outside research. I watch a lot of ARG, especially this week. Arge, ARRGE on Twitch and YouTube. I also watch a lot of Seagull and a lot of Jake from the Houston Outlaws. So definitely that has inspired me to step up my game by watching how they play and learning from them. And then just like as far as aiming techniques, slightly lower sensitivity than average, but instead of just a straight flick, right? It's a late release on the click.
There you go. I mean, that's another thing. It's like you've just moved me from, a 2.7K Hanzo to a 3K. Just with that little thing, the little delay. I want to thank you. That was some amazing Hanzo play coming out from you. I was definitely impressed. Doing your praises for most of the maps, maybe not the Reinhardt, but for the rest nonetheless. And your team playing really well. And the last thing I want to say is Capricorn. Is there anything you'd like to say? I believe Capricorn was the person, correct, who's moving up to the other team.
He is. We're definitely gonna miss Cap. When I first joined the team, Cap was in the DPS role, and I honestly did not know that he was a support player. So I was surprised to hear that he was moving up to the next team, or to the LSG's main team to play for support. But apparently that's his best role. That's what he prefers to play, and he will be sorely missed because he is a fantastic player. But we're excited to know that he's continuing to grow as a player and get better in the game.
Yeah, I mean, his performance shutting down those flankers, very, very impressive. He's definitely deserving of those wins. And I'm sure, what was the other guy's name? He only played for one map. I think it started in, was it Nayun?
Nayun. Yeah, his sleeps on the Sombra every single time she flanked. If Nayun was around, just one full 180 sleep.
4 sleeps in a row.
Mm-hmm.
4 sleeps on the Sombra in a row. Only honestly, one follow up, but 4 sleeps.
That at the very end, that sleep on Sombra in the bookstore is what allowed us to win and fully cap the point, because not only did we not have to deal with the Sombra that team fight, but it put me in a good position for Dragon. So again, I couldn't do what I do without my team.
Yeah, as a humble man, but definitely not a bad player. Very impressive play coming out from you. From the rest of your team, I mean, the subs coming in, we weren't sure if it was going to be as good of a performance, but I was still very shocked by the play. Remember, folks, these teams were about the same SR. So, I mean, thank you so much for coming into the interview. I was really excited. I wanted to hear your calls, your plays. I'm glad, because what you said, one thing, your comms are very clean. We can really see the calls. We can see the DPS shooting the same targets, the tanks doing the halt hooks, the supports ulting you guys to keep you guys alive at the right times. I mean, it was just a beautiful, elegant thing to watch. And you guys played very well, so congratulations, definitely to you.
Thank you a lot. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude the interview, but I want to thank all of you guys for coming out, and I want to do one last